Facebook watch party, Excellence in Education. This is Marta Perez, and our mission is to expose and inspire excellence in education. And before I introduce our extremely super duper duper important and gifted guest that everyone has been waiting to see and meet and hear about, please note that here at Community Newspaper, we practice all safety guidelines. We wear masks, we use hand sanitizers, our temperatures are checked when we walk in, and have this great plexiglass shield between speakers. Also, please follow us on Facebook and send us questions via our chat room. Now, please let me introduce you to one of the most influential figures in South Florida education and actually national education. She is the president of Miami-Dade College. And just as a little background, Miami-Dade College, if you don't know, which I'm sure you do, is the largest institution of higher learning in the entire United States, with more than 300 career paths for more than 100,000 students. In current years, 83% of the graduates find employment within 1 year, and its success rate is 92%. That is higher than the Florida college system average of 85%. On and on, so many achievements in spite of having a majority of low-income students. So, when a few years ago, legendary President Eduardo Padron retired, there was big speculation who could fill his shoes, all kinds of political maneuverings to find his successor. And we are so very fortunate in Miami-Dade and in the entire nation to have found this powerhouse of a lady for a job. Madeline Pumariega, the first female president of Miami-Dade College. She is a transformational leader whose experience for the job included being the chancellor of the Florida college system, the provost of Tallahassee Community College, and many, many other responsibilities and accolades and all kinds of wonderful achievements. And if I keep going, I will never get to the interview. So thank you so much for being here. We are so proud of you. Welcome, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Perez, for having me. Thank you so much. I'm honored.
Oh, it's our honor. And first, you know, a lot of people, when I've told them, and everyone's excited, everyone here at Community Newspaper is excited to have you here. They say, oh, we don't know a lot about her. We don't know too much. So tell us a little bit about Madeline, the woman, first.
First of all, I am born and raised in Hialeah in Miami. I'm a product of Miami-Dade County Public Schools.
Whoa.
I am the daughter of Cuban immigrants who came to this country in search of the American dream. And I was taught hard work and values and respect. And that's how I've really lived my life. So I graduated from Hialeah High. I went on and went to Miami-Dade. At the time, it was community college. I played basketball there. Like many of our students, I finished, I went on, I graduated, and then I came back to Miami-Dade College. And I actually worked there for 20 years. I spent 20 years serving our community at Miami-Dade College, helping students make a difference, and served as the president of the Wolfson campus. And then I left after 20 years. I left to run Take Stock in Children, an organization that helps break the cycle of poverty for children across the state of Florida. And I was doing that. And then the governor asked me to serve as the chancellor of the Florida college system. And I was the first Hispanic female to serve as chancellor. The chancellor is responsible for 800,000 students and 28 institutions.
800,000. That's a lot.
Just like Miami-Dade.
And how many institutions?
28. Just like Miami-Dade College in Miami-Dade County, there's 27 other state colleges that serve our entire state of Florida, from Pensacola to Key West. And the chancellor oversees that system.
Which is the smallest college in Florida? We're the largest, obviously. But what would be the smallest? Do you
There's
know?
a couple of colleges that serve our rural communities, and Gateway, and where I-10 and I-75 meet, and they're so important because they're the community's college. I am proud that Miami-Dade College is the community's college.
So back to your background. That's a lot of success for a young woman. That's a lot of leadership. That's a lot of conflict resolution. I'm sure every one of those jobs had a lot of problems and people to deal with. How did your experiences as a child help you, or maybe your parents? Who do you think has helped to make you such a successful person? What was in your heart that helped you to be so successful at such a young age?
First, I would start with the values that you learn at home. My mom was a school teacher.
Oh.
She retired from Miami-Dade County Public Schools.
What did she
35 years. She taught Spanish.
Oh, okay.
And so those values of teaching, of being in service to people.
Yes.
That noble career, my father was in banking. So I think from him, that aspect of business, you still have to get the job done. You still have to get things done. And so I think those values, mentors along the way. I learned a lot from watching people, what I liked in someone and what I didn't think was effective. And I think that also guided that if you're collaborating with people, if you're talking to people, if you're communicating, you're going to get more done. You're going to get things done because I think there's more that unites us. Everybody wakes up to make a difference in the life of someone. That's what we want. When we wake up in the morning, we want to make our families better. We want to make our communities better. And I have tried to, if I can find what inspires you and do it for good, then we're going to have fun doing good work.
Well, let me ask you, has your Hispanic, now you worked with a lot of rural areas and people, of course, say, that there's prejudice, this and that. Did you find that working with so many other ethnicities in Florida, did you find that, was it a hindrance or a help for you to be a woman and to be Hispanic?
I think a help.
It's
must. I think that our diversity is our strength.
But I mean, for you personally,
for me personally, yeah. But I think again, working through rural communities, diverse communities, respect. You have to bring. It's about respect.
Yes.
About trying to understand through someone else what they want to accomplish. And how then can we together work on what needs to happen to make the state better, to serve more students, to help people recover post the pandemic? What are we fighting for? Right? What are we passionate about?
And how do you find is that common thread? What are we fighting for, Madam President?
I think to make the world a better place. I think to make our communities a better place, whether it's in Miami-Dade County or anywhere in the state. I think that people want to see people successful and want to see people succeed. I think that if you're a small business owner, you're fighting for your business and you need the talent and the workforce so your business is successful. If you're a big business, you're trying to help our community be better and bigger.
And how are you helping to attract? Because one of the things that, of course, and we are I'm a member of the school board, K-12. Oftentimes, even though students are graduating at an amazing rate, and we're so proud, and we're setting national records of 89% of our students are graduating, some people feel that in today's date, a college education is equivalent to a college education is equivalent to a high school education of the past. And we sometimes hear that the students are not well prepared in high school for the college experience. How do you see that, and what do you think needs to happen?
So I think it's not the generalization statements don't ever serve us well, right? I think you're right. The success of the school district, of what's happening in Miami-Dade County, the leadership of the school board, of the superintendent has been amazing. I think there's more for us to do. There are some students that are the first in their families to come to college. So those students need a different set of interventions and success. They might need more mentoring. They might need more real-time academic support. Doesn't mean they're not going to be successful. We just need to provide them a set of support. You might have a high achieving student that comes to our honors college. That student, the opportunity for internships. And so I think what we're trying to do is really make sure that we're creating that personalized experience for a student, to meet them where they are, and then to see why it's important to get those skills. I like to call them future-proof skills. You know what we hear from employers? Sometimes that students might not have those business skills, communication, design thinking, conflict resolution. So working with our faculty to make sure that students have not only those experiences in the classroom, but especially outside of the classroom.
I love that.
Through leadership and others.
Beautiful. Future-proof skills. That's great. Because, we're told, what is the classroom of the future going to look like? Are we going to have desks, especially now with the pandemic? And I love that. I'm going to use that. Future-proof skills that they can use, whether there's a pandemic or not, or it's just things that you need in order to conduct business, in order to find good jobs, etc. Now, you were not a novice in a way to being the president of Miami-Dade College, because you were the president of one of their campuses for how long?
I was at the Wolfson campus as a president for 3 years, but I was on that campus again for the 20 years. I spent probably half of my career at the Wolfson campus. The other half I spent at the medical center campus. So I know how special and unique the medical campus is.
That's wonderful.
And then I started my career at the Kendall campus.
So how is it now different for you? Because now you are the big president, and the others are big. The others are very big presidents also. But I think, how are your responsibilities different? And did you think that you would come into the job, and has it been different than what you envisioned?
It's been even greater.
It's
what a great homecoming. The college is a family. It's made up of faculty and staff and leaders, just like in Miami-Dade County Public Schools, a labor of love. People love the college, and that love is there. I've seen it. Working with the campus presidents, one of the things, really creating a culture of care, making sure that everyone from our students to our faculty and staff know that we care about them. That we care about their success. And then how can we redesign what Miami-Dade College looks like in the future? I think institutions that are waiting to go back to normal is a mistake. This is a moment to reimagine what the future looks like. We shouldn't be pausing saying, when the pandemic's over, we'll do everything the way we used to.
Yes.
Nope. How do we have this chance to really reimagine from the student experience to the way that we support them, and to the way that the employees look at their own jobs and innovate
But of
their
all
own ways.
times to come into a new presidency, this one is tough. And I will tell you, Madam President, that I know some students in Miami-Dade College. For example, I know you teach, I know someone that's learning English.
Yes.
And they work, of course they work, they have another job, and it is tough to sit as an adult, to sit in front of a computer, and to really give it your all, and to give it your concentration, as the same thing that is happening to K-12,
Yes.
but it's happening also to adults. So for you, what a challenge, and not being able to address your students and not being able to even meet with your staff often. I mean,
That's the
kudos,
hardest thing, right?
kudos to you. Kudos. By the way, look at all the comments on the chat. And yes, let me read. Christian Rosen Gonzalez. Good morning, President Pumariega. Watching with my students at the Kendall campus. Yes, thank you so much. And then Norma Isabel Ardilla. What a proud moment to see the first woman president. Very nice. And then we have Gloria Artecona Pelas, who says, congratulations to President Pumariega. Miami-Dade College is in good hands. And then we have Gloria Artecona Peláez, who says she did an outstanding job as a chancellor of state colleges. Tough job. I saw her present at several school boards of education meetings, and she was well prepared and commanded respect. Bravo. Yes, everyone is so excited about you. And how wonderful to get excited during a period when, the news has been such, and so many bad things are happening. And we're so blessed that now we have something wonderful happening in our midst. So now, as you were saying, and I interrupted you, going forward, what is your vision for Miami-Dade College within the scope of what we can see in the future, which we don't really know, but how have you prepared yourself? Of course, as a transformational leader, I'm sure you've created a vision and a mission and so forth. What is that, Madam President?
Our our vision at Miami-Dade College and our mission stays the same. We are democracy's college, and we are this community's college. And that's at the heart of who we are. I think that the college, as we help the economy and as we help our community recover post the pandemic, continuing to build on rapid response credential programs. How do we help upskill and level up those individuals that are going to need the skill sets to compete for the jobs? How do we make sure that we reach out to our school district, more partnerships, more early college programs? How do we help families start early college so that students can start on that path to college? I want to share something with you. This is the time to invest in our education. A lot of individuals say you don't need college to be successful. I'm not saying that every student has to do a 4-year university pathway, but I am saying that after the last economic recession in 2008, 2009, the country recovered 11.6 million jobs. Of the 11.6 million jobs that the country recovered, 11.3 million jobs went to individuals that had credentials beyond high school. So we have an obligation to make sure that we help everyone be able to get a path to economic mobility so that they compete for those jobs of the future. They compete the technology jobs that are happening in our community, and that we develop, again, those early college programs, those rapid response credentials, that we also reach out to our Black scholars and make sure that we have access and scholarship programs for them. We want to continue to build on our honors college, very successful program. And most importantly, expand our American Dream Scholarship. If you graduate from Miami-Dade County Public Schools, you have an opportunity to earn an American Dream Scholarship at Miami-Dade College, so you can get on that path and fulfill those career goals that you have.
What is the hardest part of your job, Madam President?
During a pandemic, I would say, like what you said, not being able to meet with the people. I'm a people's person. So I love to meet with students and with our faculty and staff. And, we're doing it via Zoom and these ways, but it's not the same. That's a challenge. And I would say the second is to make sure that I'm an advocate for getting the resources at the state level to support our community.
And you've done that. You're very experienced at that. I know. It's very tough.
Yes.
Because money is the mother's milk of so many things, and it's so hard. And going to Tallahassee and advocating and hoping that your project gets a little funding. It is a big part of your job. Yes, you have to be an academic. Yes, you have to be a person of rigor, but you also have to be a fundraiser. And that, in my opinion, is probably the toughest part of your job. What would you say?
If you believe in it, and I believe in our students, I believe in our community, then I will work tirelessly to get the resources that we need to make sure that we support our community.
Well, our program is moving along so quickly. So before we end, I want to ask you some questions like, who taught you the most in life?
My mom.
Why was that?
My mom passed away in October.
Oh,
so this process has been a little bittersweet that she couldn't see this, but I would say my mom is a teacher. The helping her grade papers at night, if a student didn't have money for a field trip, she would get the money. The stickers, I think those things, that the humility of the hard work of being kind and compassionate and knowing how each person has a chance to change someone's life.
Do you have
if siblings? You stop and care.
Do you have?
Yes, I have brothers, and I learned so much from them. They're I always say they're the smartest. And I have cousins.
Oh, okay.
Like a good Cuban family, we have cousins, which are brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And we all learn from each other, and we all help each other. And then I learned so much from my nieces and nephews, from my daughter. I think we should always be students of our trade, right? And yes. We should be lifelong learners.
Absolutely.
So I learned from everyone. Really, I am like a sponge. I love to meet people, talk to people, and learn from people.
So what is your schedule like?
It's up early, late, just going.
Yeah, and I imagine that it's very different now. I mean, yes, you've had experiences like this, but at the time you would have, I guess, you get up and have to go to meetings, and now all that has changed. I suppose at the time when you probably most would like to meet with some of the people that are going to be influencing the college, I would think, right?
Right.
So then how do you relax?
And we have had meetings, we are district board of trustees, using physical distancing and all of the CDC guidelines, we've been able to have our meetings as well. So I think that's been good.
So how do you relax?
Family, faith and family are very important to me. So those are places, and I love being back in South Florida. I absolutely love the beach and the water, and certainly have missed it.
Well, even now, I went to the beach this weekend. It was crowded. I went to Crandon Beach, and Buggs Park was closed. I think so many people were so fortunate, particularly when we're hearing about all the horrible weather in all the other parts of the United States. And it's my understanding that being at the beach creates endorphins. So that's,
of creativity, right?
Creativity,
of
yes.
Purpose and passion. Yeah,
yes.
I love it.
So we're so very, very, very fortunate to have you. Our whole community is so enthusiastic about you and your leadership, and we know that we're in good hands, and we're wishing you all the best. You see, we have more comments. Let me just read them. So many comments. Gloria Artecona Pelaez says, yes, dual credit courses are a great way to be academically prepared and save money. And then she also writes nursing school and PT. Please add the tracks for lymphedema specialists. They are so needed. So you know, we're just so enthusiastic. There's so much work for you. There's so much that you need to do. You're going to be a busy lady, and we know that they have chosen that. They thank kudos to the board for choosing you, and welcome to the new position, and thank you so much for being here. You certainly are in the spirit of this program, which is excellence in education. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's such an honor. And so to be here doing this work with you. Thank you for your service to our community and what you have done to change the trajectory of so many students in our school district. So thank you for your leadership, Dr. Perez.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for joining us in this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Facebook watch party.